Welcome back everyone. I hope you've had an amazing week. This is GP Made Easy and I'm Dr. Daniel Follows, a fully registered GP living and practicing in the UK. So today's video is a follow-up from my last video on asthma where I will be covering inhaler technique. And as you can see behind me, I've got some inhalers, both the metered dose, the aerosol type inhalers and the dry powder inhalers. I've not got a lot because these are the only training devices I've been able to get, but if I do get any more in future, I will cover them in future videos. If you haven't watched my asthma video yet, then please watch it after you've watched this video. I'll tag a link to it at the end of this video. So today I'll cover the technique for a few inhalers and the spacers, so that hopefully you guys have a better idea and able to explain it to patients as well to give them better understanding. But before we go into the video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Lets me know that you're enjoying this content, so I'll keep making more. But anyway, let's crack on with the video. So first of all, I've got the metered dose inhaler, or what we commonly know it as the aerosol type inhaler that we're quite commonly aware of. So, technique for it is that, have it, check the mouthpiece, make sure that there's no debris in it, and then, so for your position for each inhaler, you want to be either stood up or sat upright, head slightly tilted up. As they say, it helps the medicine get down to the lungs. So, you give it a good shake, and then you lock it, so you take a breath out. The end of that breath out, you lock your mouth around the mouthpiece, and you breathe in deeply and steadily, and while you're doing that, you press the inhaler top. And then once you've taken that deep breath in, you hold your breath. They say try to aim for 10 seconds, but try and go as long as you can. So to show you, so I've got the inhaler, so you give it a shake, go breath out. And you take that breath out in the end. If you take more than one puff per dose, they recommend that once you've taken the first dose, you wait 30 seconds before repeating it all again for doing the second dose, and that includes giving the inhaler a shake as well. For people who struggle with that, or who struggle to even hold their breath for about, say, 5 seconds, then they recommend that you give the patient a spacer as well, and it's a device like this. It's a little chamber and it's got a little valve here, and essentially because the breaths want to be slow and steady breaths, that valve makes a noise if it goes too fast, and I'll show you that shortly. So if you were doing a dose with this, again, get your inhaler, you'll check there's no debris in there, you give it a shake, pop it in like so into the end, take the mouthpiece off, so they lock the mouth around the mouthpiece and they do a spray, and the person takes 5 steady and slow breaths in and out, and then they'll take that out, rest for about 30 seconds and then do the whole process again if they have to take a second puff. So to demonstrate, so I've got my inhaler, I give it a shake first, pop it into the end, lock my mouth round, and that's the one dose. And just to show you what I was talking about earlier, that it makes a sound if you breathe too fast. So it's quite a loud sound, so you can't miss that if you're breathing in and out too fast. But that is how you use a spacer. So next we're going to move on to some of the dry powdered inhalers. The first one I've got is this one, the Easy Inhaler. So again, when you start off, you remove the mouth guard, check there's no debris in there, then you give it a good shake, and then you press down this button and you'll hear a click, and that means the dose is ready. Then what happens is you take a deep breath out, and then you lock the inhaler in, take a deep and fast breath in, all the way till your lungs are full. You bring it out, you hold it for 10 seconds. So to show you again, so obviously caps off, check that it's all clear, giving it a good shake. So I press down, the dose is ready, and then I will go and again I would wait 30 seconds before repeating that whole process again for the second dose. Now moving on, we're covering the next inhaler devices, which look like this. So it's got a little counter at the front, and it's got a little clicky top that clicks in and out. So what happens with this one is, so open it till it clicks, you check the mouthpiece to make sure that there's no debris in there, then you give it a good shake. You hold it horizontal, but don't tip it down, otherwise the powder could come out. Take a deep breath out. Then you lock it around your mouth and breathe in deep and fast till your lungs are full, and then hold it for 10 seconds. So to show you, open the lid, checked it, give it a good shake. And as you could hear then, as I was taking a deep breath in, there was a click that confirmed that you'd taken the dose. And again, once you've breathed out, you would wait about 30 seconds before doing that all again for the next dose. So a little tip I learned about these next inhalers as well is that people would think when waiting for their asthma review, they could just keep constantly opening and closing it, and that the counter would go down. But what I've actually learned is that the counter won't actually go down unless you've taken a breath. So as you can see the counter there. I open, close the lid, and it hasn't gone down. But if I open it, take a breath, and close it, you can see that the counter has gone down. So since the original recording of this video, I've actually come into another trainer inhaler to do another one of them with you. So this is a turbo inhaler, and come like this, it will have a cover on top. What you normally do is take the cover off, you would check that it's okay. So if this is the first time you'd have the inhaler, so you turn it to one side and then turn it back till you hear a click, and then you have to do that again, and then that classes as the inhaler is ready. So if this is just a general day to day, you've already primed it and everything. So if you were just to do your dose, you would take the cap off, check the end to make sure there's no debris, then you turn it one way, you turn it back till you hear that loud click, and then you sit upright, head slightly up, keep this slightly tilted up so the powder doesn't come out, and then you put it in your mouth, and then you take a deep, fast breath in. So I'll demonstrate that shortly, but just to pre-warn you, this is a trainer whistle one, so it'll make a loud noise. So just to go over it from start to top, so check the end, make sure there's no debris, turn it, prime it, keeping it upright, sit up, head up, take a breath out, and then I'll take a deep,
fast breath in and hold it up to 10 seconds. And then if you had a second dose, you'd do the same all over again. And the final inhaler I've got for today is the Ellipta inhalers, which we tend to more commonly use for COPD patients, and it's a dry powder inhaler. This is just a demo one, but they normally have a little cap that slides on and off. So with this one, what you do is check the counter, make sure there's doses left in there. Then the cap you would remove to one side till it clicked. You'd then take a deep breath out, pop the mouthpiece in, then you'd breathe in as fast and as deep as you can, and then hold your breath for 10 seconds. They recommend as well that they do not cover this vent while they're doing the whole thing. So show you, I'll remove the cap, take a deep breath out, and with this inhaler, as you heard when I was breathing in, when it made that noise, that is actually what you want to hear, as it means they're getting the dose in. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is unfortunately just a small selection of all the ones available. I'll put the link for the Asthma UK website down below in the description, which has all the different types of inhalers and videos on techniques as well if you want to look into this more. If you do find any demo devices for the other types of inhalers, then please drop me a message as well so I can get my hands on one, be able to do future videos on all the others. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe so I know that you're enjoying this content. And if there are any topics that you'd like me to cover, then please comment down below and I will cover them in future videos. I'm also on Instagram, it's the same name as my YouTube, GP Made Easy, and it's up here. Or if you'd prefer, you can reach me by email, and my email address is up here. But anyway guys, I hope you have an amazing week, and I will see you in the next video.